let's call a spade a spade. If nobody's gonna say it, you know that I would definitely say it. All right. So last night, last night was a lot, especially after the party. I mean, 1 minute it was really sexy, it was spicy. I loved the energy the ladies were giving. Oh my god, it felt like the seductress in all of them was awakened. It felt like the dominatrix in all of them, you know, came out to play. Their alter egos were in full control, and I absolutely loved it. And I was looking forward to all the crazy and wild things they were going to do. But the moment they started, oh my goodness, guys, it was a lot. It was a lot for me to take. See, it just went from sexy to ew, raunchy. It wasn't giving anymore. It became really awkward. In a way, I felt like I was unwillingly or an unwilling participant in a group orgy. That was how I felt, guys. That was how I felt. And somehow I was looking for a way out. I felt trapped. I'm like, okay, it's too much now. It's too much now. And you see, I totally understood Papa Ghost's point when he was criticizing the ladies, although it came out the wrong way. But he had a point. They were sort of disorganized in a way, you know. See, it started off really sweet and sexy. I'm going to explain further on this video, but because they did not plan it properly, it became tacky somehow. You know, it was not giving that classy vibes the way it should give, and it was quite disappointing because they all really looked the part and they would have killed it. They would have killed it. For real, last night was really awkward. Very, very awkward. Yes, it has to be said. It was really awkward. But this is not to flush down the drain the effort of the housemates to entertain us, because at the end of it all, or rather during the whole thing, the one thing I kept on chanting in my head was, all right, thank God this show is rated 18. Thank God this show is rated 18, because woof, a lot was happening. But aside the lap dance, ladies and gentlemen, a lot was also happening during the party and immediately after the party. And then talk about the midnight conversations that the housemates had. Guys, there's a lot going on. And this week, this new week, it's going to be really hectic. Very, very hectic. Housemates are gunning for Papa Ghost. Guys, just prepare your minds. It's going to be nominated again. But you know what, yeah? Enough with all of the preambles. Let's get into this video. I'm going to spill the tea in details, so please make sure you watch to the end of this video. Do not skip out on any part so that you do not miss out. You're all welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. For those of you that are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead, do exactly what you see on your screen to become a part of this community. All right, quickly, let's just get right into the details of this video. First things first, massive accolades to whoever chose to adorn the housemates with the outfits that they wore for the party last night. That was a killer. It was an excellent choice. It completely suited the theme of the week. And guys, see, I really loved it. I really loved it. Give that person their flowers. That person deserves all the accolades. Because if you think about it, on Valentine's Day, the male housemate had actually given the female housemate a lap dance. So it was more like that person putting in the minds of the female housemate that, hey, it's your turn to take charge. It's your turn, you know, to give these guys a show, just like they give you all a show on Valentine's evening. And that was exactly how it turned out, and I loved it. I loved it. They were all looking amazing. They felt sexy. You could see it, you could feel it, you could feel their confidence, you know, soaring higher and higher and higher, you know, as the night panned out. So I just totally loved it. Everybody was looking amazing. Yes. Now, during the party, Jesus, as I said before, a lot was going on. Now, beginning with Sinaye and Milay. Apparently, Sinaye and Z, they have parted ways and have agreed to remain cordial, you know, just very good friends, respectfully, respecting each other's spaces in the house, you know, but not making it very obvious that they are no longer an item. But it also seems like Sinaye is looking for a rebound. Now, probably by virtue of, you know, the pairing doing the task this week, you know, he got closer to Milay, and I was thinking that, okay, maybe he was just going to move on with his life, but it seems as though he's not ready to move on, as he's since been making extra efforts to be closer to Milay. So they were dancing together most of the time yesterday. Yeah, everybody was dancing with everybody, but Sinaye was very close to Milay. Now, there was also Jareed. Jareed had family issues yesterday. This dude had to look for a way to control his wives, yes, because he had first reported for duty with Mpumi. Yeah, they had danced briefly, and then he roamed around for a while, and then he had gone to Liema. He had danced with Liema. Liema was happy, you know, they were rocking. And then later, he left Liema, and then he went to dance with Els. And then after else, he had rotated and gone back to Mpumi. Now, at some point, he had gone back to Liema again. But when he was dancing with Liema, Mpumi was really rocking and burning the dance floor. And this guy was so distracted, he was really focused on Mpumi. Now, I did not see when it happened, but it turned out that he had actually kissed Mpumi and also kissed else on the dance floor. At some point when he was dancing with Mpumi again, Liema was looking really jealous. Like, she was just looking and looking. And you could tell that she was feeling really bad, like she was upset and all whatnot. And Jareed was really grinding Mpumi and oh God. It was where the camera kept on capturing her face for me. You could tell that she was not happy. And different guys were talking to her. It was like they were consoling her. Which once again made me feel like, nah, these housemates, they are really dumb. They are really dumb. Anyways, we've established that. We've talked about it before. But young Papi was going to talk to her. Sinaye was going to talk to her. I think Mitch at some point spoke to her as well. But guys, Liema was not looking happy at all. Now, before we knew it, Jareed had gone into the house with Els and they were flirting. I don't know what they were talking about. We could not really hear what they were talking about. But at some point, they had kissed. Now, as they had kissed, I don't know who came to call Liema. Somebody had called Liema and she had quickly ran into the house. Now, I don't know if it was Lerato, because by the time she went into the house, Lerato was also inside the house. I don't know if it was Lerato that came to call her. But she had gone into the house, and it's like as she walked in, that was where she had caught Jareed kissing Els again, you know. So she started making a fuss, you know, the same old type of drama. Oh, why did you kiss Mpumi inside the house? What do you want my decision to be now?
Explain.
She kissed me kind of shit.
No, you kissed her. No, I was watching.
No shit. I want to, like, but it wasn't my intention to.
Okay, then what decision do you want me to take now?
And I'm like, are we having this conversation again? I thought this girl was done. I thought she was done. I thought she had broken up with this guy 1 million times over. I thought she had said she was not doing it again. What do you mean by are we having this? Oh God, guys. I was kind of confused. But at that point, I'm going to be frank with all of you, it looked scripted. Yeah, frankly speaking. It looked scripted. Because Jareed was saying, no, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. She asked him, did you kiss Els? He said, no, I did not. No, I did not. I mean, look, that, like, it just did not really make sense at that point. But anyways, it was at the same time that the party ended and housemates were tripping back into the house. And you know, they were making jokes. She was laughing like nothing was going on. I'm like, come, you people are just wasting our time, please. You people are wasting our time. Anyways, afterwards, things switched up in the house. The girls started pairing up, right? And started going around and seducing the guys, you know, giving them body rubs, touching them and all whatnot. So they started with Jareed. They started with Jareed. Now, first, it looked like a planned work, you know, amongst Jareed's wives, you know, Liema, Mpumi, and else. It felt like they came together and they were kissing his body, they were touching him. And then Liema left off, you know, and then other girls continued with Jareed. And then she was looking on from the kitchen like she was really jealous. Now, she had the smile on her face, but you could tell that the smile was fake. You could tell that, nah, she was not happy about what was happening. But the girls did not really care. They continued, you know, rubbing on him and touching him, you know. And then after Jareed, they went outside, Sinaye, where are you? Guys, these girls were in charge. They went to meet Sinaye outside. They were rubbing on him. They were touching him, you know, and everything. And they were done. They went inside. My keke, where are you? My keke, when he was in his bed, they went to go and drag him, you know, and they were rubbing him and touching him and all whatnot. And then they were looking for Mark Jr. Mark Jr. ran upstairs. Mark Jr. was upstairs. Guys, Mark Jr. did not want to be a part of it all. And we know that he's always very, you know, awkward when it comes to girls, you know, getting in his personal space and touching him. So the guy ran to the safety of the head of house lounge. And that was so funny for me because I felt like, dude, if you were not the head of house, what would you do? Would you ask for voluntary exit, you know, because you don't want anybody to touch you? But anyways, Sinaye and Taki had immediately gone to arrange chairs in front of the lounge, the same way they did it on Valentine's evening. They had arranged the chairs, and frankly speaking, I was looking at Taki, you know, the way he was so eager to receive a lap dance, and I'm going to be honest with all of you, I was kind of disgusted. Because if you all recall the conversation that they had the previous night, you know, where everybody was talking about their sex life, their relationship, you know, in their general life, Taki and Sinaye and Pali, they had a gossip session afterwards where they were sort of judging the likes of Yolanda and Mpumi and Makeke that were very expressive. Even Papa, in fact, they were just sort of judging people that were very vocal about their sex life outside the house. And it was quite, I don't know, appalling. It was just very annoying to listen to. And Taki was giving off this air of, oh, he's classy, he's bougie, you know, there are certain things that he doesn't like to say or do on live TV. And I'm like, okay, dude, you are acting like you're the minister of morality right now. But then lo and behold, last night, the guy was telling Sinaye, I've got to get my action. I've got to get my groove on. Like, he was acting like someone that needed a fix. And I'm like, dude, your double standard stinks. Anyways, it took a while to organize all the girls together, but Pali was not a part of them. Ledato said she did not want to give a lap dance. Instead, she wants to receive a lap dance. And so all the guys finally, after wasting a lot of time, they finally sat down, and the girls, you know, they put on their heels again and they trooped out to come give the guys the lap dance.
Let's go inside.
Now, as I said at the start of this video, it started off sexy. It started off really, you know, sweet. I could feel it. I could see potential in it. But before I knew it, it felt like some people that had been dying to touch some people since, they decided to throw caution to the wind. And before you know it, yeah, these people were, they were grasping, or should I say, they were going at each other like they wanted to have an orgy all of a sudden. And guys, it became kind of awkward, you know. Jareed was doing the most, in my opinion. Jareed was doing the most. You know, there's a thin line between sexy and raunchy. Yeah. So I think Jareed and Pumi, what's her name now, Z, I think they all crossed that line. In fact, all of them, they crossed that line. Jareed was literally carrying any girl that comes to him and would be humping the girl from behind, from everywhere, from everywhere. It became too much. It became too much. Now, yeah, the show is rated 18, but yeah, for me, it wasn't entertaining anymore. It became really awkward, you know, and the moaning sounds they were making, it was so fake. You could tell that for a lot of them, they wanted to really give us a show. So it was like they were doing too much, like they were desperate to, oh, look at me, I can perform, look at me. I'm like, well, I can see you. You're doing too much. It's no longer sexy. Yes, and guys, it was just ew. It was just off at some point. And I feel like even the cameraman also felt like that, like, nah, at this point it was becoming too much, you know. So the camera switched up to Mac Jr. Mac Jr. was literally hiding in the head of house lounge, and he was looking at them and he was like, like the guy was like, nah, never, 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 that is not for me. Like, you could tell that he was really disgusted by everything that was happening. Now Mitch was drunk. Yolanda also was kind of tipsy, yes. So Mitch, Lerato, and Young Papi, they had ran upstairs to their room and they were like, oh my god, they could not just continue because it was just too much, you know, everything was just happening at the same time. And so they were watching from their room upstairs. And guys, I could also see that Jareed and Liema, just like they did the first time, they had gone the extreme. Jareed had carried Liema and they were humping and humping and humping, and he had turned her around and they were doing the do. Ladies and gentlemen, they were doing the do. But then afterwards, they were done with their workout because that was working out. It wasn't sexy anymore. That was working out, yeah. So they were done, and a lot of them ran to the toilet. I don't know what they were going to do in the toilet, but Jareed and Liema were missing because for some time, nobody could find them. Before we knew it, Big Brother called Liema into the diary room. Not long after, I think a minute later, he called Jareed into the diary room. They were in there for a while, and then later they came out again. They went to, I think they both went to Jareed's bed. I don't know if they went to go and continue from where they stopped. Before we knew it, Biggie called Liema again to the diary room. Guys, Biggie called Liema into the diary room, I think about 3 to 4 times. It got so much, like it was really much to the point that the housemates noticed it and they were like, what's happening? Why are they calling Liema to the diary room all the time like this? Like, what's happening? I'm like, me too. I don't know what's happening. Why are they calling her to the diary room? You know, once again, it just felt like, okay, look, this is, anyways, guys, let me not even talk about it. We've talked about it over and over again. So Biggie would always do what Biggie wants to do. But anyways, after all of that shenanigan, after all of that excitement, the conversations began.
Check is why were you supposed to say we lost the fucking wager because you stepped back? What? Yeah, like that's what he's saying now.
The conversations began, and guys, the conversations were actually really lengthy. And so I think I'm going to be doing another video about all of those conversations because it's actually a lot, and I think it would be better for me to do a separate video where I can properly analyze all the conversations that we had last night because it was actually a lot. All right, but let me conclude this video by saying that once again, Jareed was spilling his strategy to Milay. He was telling Milay that his entanglement with all of these ladies in the house is his plan, his strategy, you know, to benefit everybody. You know, it's for beneficial purposes, you know, for all of them. That it's for the strategy of longevity. You know, they're all going to be in the house for a long time. They won't get evicted. And guys, you see, it reminded me of the conversation we had yesterday during our live conversation that this boy, did you sign a contract somewhere that you are going into the house not to compete for the 2 million for yourself, but to help one particular person to win the 2 million? Because this guy, he clearly explained what we have been analyzing outside of his entanglement. He said one person is going to be the villain, one person is going to be the victim, then the other persons are going to be participants in that whole entanglement. Milay was asking him, okay, who is the villain? He said he's the villain. Liema is the victim. And I'm like, is it that Millie is such a hairhead that in that conversation, she couldn't even pause to ponder on it, think about it like, so this is what this guy is doing, that kind of thing, and then go around, spread the news to the rest of the house that, oh, this is what Jareed is doing, this is what Jareed said. Meanwhile, she was just laughing, Jareed. I'm like, oh my God. These housemates are not aware at all. It's like they're all sleeping in that house. Because the way Jareed explained it, that's exactly what we are seeing. That is, those of us that are actually not myopic, of course, that is the way that we are seeing it. We've seen it, that is the game that this guy is playing. And like we have all been rightfully asking, did this guy sign a contract somewhere? Or was this guy instructed? Was he planted into that house to help Liema win the money or not? Guys, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another video shortly about the conversations that happened all through the night. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.